We find ourselves in a very at an interesting moment in the development of the European Union, and obviously at a time when we need to be able to strike a balance between what I might reasonably describe as the two different currents of liberalism, economic liberalism and social liberalism, because there is no sustainable growth without sustainable public finances, but there is no growth at all without investment, public and or private. And we are hoping that, if I may paraphrase the words of Giuseppe Verdi, la donna è immobile will become la donna è mobile. We believe that Chancellor Merkel will need to show some flexibility if this is to be a successful summit. To those on the left, I would say that austerity is not the same as financial discipline. It is financial discipline that is needed, which is not the same as the politics of austerity. And I would say that the Liberal family believes that the process outlined in the paper submitted by Presidents Van Rompuy and Barroso should become a process steered by 27 and not a process steered by 4. We need an agreed way forward to dealing with the problems of public debt and bank capitalization that we face, and to dealing with the challenge of growth. It must go hand in hand with the discussions on the multi-annual financial framework, through things like the Connecting Europe facility, the kind of investment we need in our economies. And that must be steered over the next 6 months by the full-time presidency of the Council and by Cyprus. We did not discuss Cyprus, but I'm sure I can say on behalf of the whole Liberal family that probably the greatest gift that Cyprus could deliver to the European Union during these 6 months will be to sort out the problems on its own island, and I speak not just or even primarily of its financial difficulties. I speak of the need to have a united island so that the Turkish Cypriots do not remain the invisible citizens of Europe.
I can say a few words about the economic challenges as a social liberal. And I limit myself to discuss two issues, two artificial contradictions in the current European debate, which are overshadowing the European summit today and tomorrow, which we have to overcome in order to achieve a convincing and credible policy response to overcome the crisis and restore economic growth. The first one is the false contradiction between short-term and long-term. We need measures in both time frames. In other words, we need to move forward and agree a concrete roadmap towards an economic and monetary union 2.0, EMU Mark II, because we are essentially rebuilding the economic and monetary union, which should include both an economic union and financial union in the future. But at the same time, we cannot overlook our immediate challenges, such as very high interest rates of sovereign bonds in some member states of the European Union, and therefore it is essential that the summit will be able to take concrete decisions on short-term market stabilization. The second contradiction is between what I would call the mutualization culture and stability culture. There are those who advocate only joint and several guarantees as a single solution to the problems of Europe, and there are those who advocate fiscal consolidation as the only single solution to the ills and problems of the European economy. Neither of these single issue movements will bring concrete results and will take us out of this crisis. We need both. We need to move forward as regards deeper economic integration so that we can move forward in further mutualization of economic risk in order to create a sufficiently strong counterforce to calm down the market turbulence we are suffering for the moment. So no simple single solution will do the trick. We need both strong stability culture and we need stepwise to move towards a further mutualization of risk in parallel.
Olli was introducing himself as a social liberal. Would you mind if I am introducing myself as a pragmatic liberal? And that is because I'm Dutch and straightforward, and Olli is even more straightforward, perhaps, being more northern. Pragmatic liberal. I'm aware that there are more than 25 million jobless people at the moment in Europe. I'm aware that in quite a number of member states of the EU, there is a youth unemployment of more than 50%. I'm aware that, on the other hand, we badly need ICT skilled people for filling in, anyhow in 2015, 700,000 jobs that has to be filled in with ICT skills. And the business world is worried if they can do that, and otherwise they are moving out of Europe. That is the last where we are waiting for. Having said that, we all are aware that it is a digitized world. It is a global world, and we do have an excellent crown jewel, and that is the European single market. And I'm worried with all the discussions that are held and with the just fights between very strong personalities, so to say, that at the end of the day, we are not anymore aware that the citizens in Europe are just waiting for more certainty about their jobs, about the growth, about prosperity for their children. And that is at stake. So I'm grateful when everybody is doing, and Olli is doing a great job in finding, indeed, solutions for the banking union, the fiscal union, the political union, and so on. But we need to restore the trust. And we are always telling that the market needs to be in a mood of trust. So we are already speculating what is going on Monday. I'm more aware of what's going on this afternoon with our citizens, so to say, if they are still trusting us. And we have to give signals not only about what is put at paper, but that it is indeed a solution where we can just give them confidence that it is all to restore the economic vitality of the European Union. And having said that, just a very small example, for sometimes figures are sticking longer than nice phrases. This year, 2012, in the People's Republic of China, 35 million households will be connected with high-speed broadband. In Europe, just a couple of 100,000. We can't afford to just do that and let it go. For that is talking about competitive, and that is talking about inclusion. Our position in Europe, and that is why I'm such a fighting European. It is about our position in the economic scene in the world. And what is at stake? That there will be an opportunity, and thanks heaven, a couple of CEOs are involved in that and are highly interested. If we could be successful in starting a Airbus chip new project, cross-border, single market, and not talking of what first, just doing the business that has to be done to have that competitive position. Thank you.